Now that the wind picked up, they can hear us, see us, and smell us.
I'm Cpl Sellars, USMC retired. Thanks for joining us today with Double Diamond Outfitters.
Okay, there he is, right behind that green bush.
Okay. They just been moose. They just disappeared. Pulled a David Copperfield on us, and voila, they were gone.
It's not gonna be a real close shot, but that's as close as we've got right now. Just get comfortable. There's a bigger one.
Okay.
Servicemen and women pay the price to preserve our freedom. Join us as we reconnect wounded warriors with their roots as American sportsmen. And show our thanks as a grateful nation. Imagine a corporation stretching the frontiers of space, providing our edge from the battlefield to the home front, and securing a better tomorrow for those who serve. Welcome to ATK, 16,000 men and women delivering innovation that inspires America. The desert Southwest is home to some of the best sheep hunting in North America. Not just desert bighorn, but a species of wild sheep, the Aoudad, native to North Africa, that has made its home here for more than half a century. And it's where retired Marine Cpl Sellars and I have come to hunt in Alpine, Texas, with Double Diamond Outfitters for this grateful nation.
Let's go kill an Aoudad.
We're not shooting in the chest. We're going to take him down. We're going to drop that Aoudad. You may be tracking one, and then all of a sudden there's another little bit of group kind of doing something else, but you got to watch it because if they sense or smell you or hear you or anything, they all just kind of get spooked. At least that's where we think he is, right in that.
Yeah, he's got to be right
spot
here. They didn't see him leave, so he's got to be right here.
Okay.
Welcome to Aoudad hunting. We're at the top of the mountain, and now they're 3 canyons over, and that's where we gotta head. Sheep hunting's not for sissies.
The countryside here does create a bit of a workout for you. You know, you want to be prepared, maybe do some running, do some jogging, or because out here you may need to stock up a couple thousand meters up one of these hillsides. Pretty much you're going through cactus and rock and scaling rock faces and things.
Yeah, there were a couple of cows down in this draw right up here, and most people don't realize that there's free-range elk in Texas, but there's been elk in Texas for, depending on who you ask. Some people say forever, some people say they were reintroduced in the 50s and 60s. The Glass Mountain has one of the largest, if not the largest, population or herd of free-range elk in the state of Texas.
For wounded Marine Cpl Sellars, the outdoors is part of his recovery, as it is for the other veterans he works with through Higher Ground, an organization that reaches out with sports to those with traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress.
I guess the main thing a lot of people don't understand with PTS or post-traumatic stress is just the aspect that they, you know, maybe that's something that I mean, a lot of us carry but don't know or feel, but maybe it's something that you can't particularly see.
The cost of war over 2 6-month deployments in Fallujah has, for Cpl Sellars, been extreme. He survived the rigors of intense combat a severe fall from a truck, multiple IDs that left him with a plate replacing the right side of his skull, loss of hearing in both of his ears, and PTSD.
It can take its toll on everything and everyone around you real fast, like a tornado, before you even know what's going on. And you feel like, well, I've tried to get help, but it just wasn't there, or what, vice versa. And you know, a lot of resources coming out now, so it's getting better.
Hunting has not only been a healing experience for Jason, but a personal one too, reminding him of his late father, with whom he shared the outdoors.
These Aoudad we're after, they're just going over the top of the hill. You can see them skyline right now. They're just going over, and that's what we're heading after. There's a real nice ram in there. There's two good rams, but there's one that's really nice. And they're just going over the top of the mountain there. We're getting closer. Welcome to Aoudad hunting. They just disappeared.
Their talent isn't for sale.
Yeah.
But for just about everything else, there's cheaperthandirt.com. Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter and proud sponsor of shooting's royal family.
We don't sit idle, wondering how we're going to build a better truck. We get out there and walk a mile, thousands of miles, in the footsteps of the guys we build trucks for. The groundbreaking Ram Heavy Duty, with 30,000 pounds of towing and 850 pound-feet of torque.
ATK's Grateful Nation is brought to you by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter. Powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. Bushnell, laws of performance. Savage Arms, the definition of accuracy. And by Shell Rotella, the engine oil that works as hard as you.
In the West Texas desert, Marine vet Jason Sellars and I are chasing Aoudad, getting close but losing them in the swirling wind.
It's gone. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone.
With the wind complicating the stalking, we decide to put some miles on the 4x4. If we cover enough ground, we hope we might be able to turn up other Aoudad herds.
It's a younger male, about 26 inch. Got a nice little mane on it, but a little short. Right up on this hillside here, kind of grazing to the left. So we're trying to see now if we can confirm a big ram in there, or one decent enough to get a shot on.
Although called sheep, the Aoudad falls somewhere between a sheep and a goat. Large and stocky with a long mane and leggings. Its eyesight far outdistances that of any white-tailed deer.
So we're in, we finally got in on some decent-sized ram for the Aoudad there. And fortunately, we got in and we got set up. Going down right now to look and check and see if the Aoudad had come down into this ravine here. Their last spot is right up behind us. So we're just trying to, he's scouting ahead right now to see if they're down in this ravine. Went through the grass and you know, try to slowly step and be quiet as we can, stepping on big rocks and stuff, just kind of peeking along. But next thing you knew, they do what they do best. They just vamoose. They just disappeared.
I don't think they're here. I bet they went over one of these next fingers.
So you think they came back this way?
They jumped the fence this way. They were headed this way. I bet from his point of view, depth is distorted. I bet they're over there.
Put in a little bit of work there to get through those sections and down the creek bed and up the creek bed and out of there and then up the big draw that we had to go up. But unfortunately, those Aoudad are, that's what makes it a big challenge. They somehow picked up a scent or something, that the winds changed a little bit, picked up scent, and next thing you knew, they do what they do best. They just vamoose. They just disappeared. So pulled a David Copperfield on us, and voila, they were gone.
Well, I don't know where they went. They did what Aoudad do best. They just disappeared. We saw them. We saw them jump that fence up there. We put a stalk on them, and I don't know. Welcome to Aoudad hunting. They just disappeared.
I can talk to Jason now about what motivates him.
What kept you going back for more? And what made you say, you know what, screw this? I mean, you had to get to that point. And it wasn't until you actually got blown up so bad where you had to have that metal plate put in your head.
Yeah, I suffered that big fall and then all his IDs, and they said, hey, you know, here's your retirement and stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, this is what I fought for this long. I tell you what, I'm not gonna tuck tail and run. I'm gonna still be here and still be around in some entity of the Marine Corps. And that's when I went to Quantico, Virginia, and served in the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Quantico.
Since leaving military service, Jason has continued his involvement with other veterans through organizations like Higher Ground, with which he traveled to Peru by being a role model for others with traumatic injuries.
There's a nice big rock ledge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a chip shot, 100 yards.
Are you serious?
You are watching ATK's Grateful Nation, presented by Cheaper Than Dirt.
All right, this is our third morning, and we had two long days of hunting out here in this open space and looking for these Aoudads. And yesterday was a very windy day. It got a bit on Wes's nerves because those Aoudad were just nowhere to be seen. We finally saw some at the end of the day and was able to put them down to bed, but they were all juvenile rams, so they weren't really something that we were actually going to go after. So we're going to let them be. And this morning, it's a beautiful morning, no wind. Yesterday, the key factor was wind, and it really kind of shut us down a bit. Hopefully get Jason the opportunity to take a shot at an Aoudad. I'm feeling pretty good. But this Aoudad hunting out here, this is some pretty rugged country, so we'll see how it goes. So we'll talk a little bit.
Well, right over on that brown patch, on that far hill, there's about 10 good Aoudad. There's a pretty nice ram over there. It's gonna be a little bit of a hike. This is not gonna be easy. Lace your boots up.
That we got up there, and we've been tracking we've seen a couple good herd groups getting towards the last days. We were like, well, we'll go back over that way and see if we use these. Right now, the Aoudad are kind of staying in the same area, and the temp was good yesterday, so we felt like they were still be around in that spot. And so we went back over there. We've seen the same herd over a couple times, a couple different ones, and then they kind of give us the slip again. And so then we went up out to a big rocky outcropping there to another location, and got up there and looked, spotted what we finally, thought was pretty nice, mature adult ram.
That's a perfect spot. There's a nice big rock ledge. I mean, it's a chip shot, 100 yards. But he's around the corner.
He's around the corner.
So we're gonna have to try and get out here. There's a little point out here. That's a little further, sticks out a little further.
Did you see his little comrades?
No, I didn't.
They might
see
spot
anybody.
us or anything.
I didn't see anybody else,
All
so.
right. Cool.
I think that U's still back in this canyon.
All right.
But yeah, we'll just get down to this point and then go from there.
We got in there and we went up the draws, and we went up around, and we came in from the top and hiked in and hiked down to a pretty good distance away. Because we didn't want them to be spooked out of that hole, out of there where they were hiding in the cave hole there.
I'm pretty sure he's facing us. Okay, I got him then. I got the first reticle right on him.
He's broadside.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Grateful Nation on the Outdoor Channel.
From firearms to ammunition to accessories, Cheaper Than Dirt offers over 100,000 products available for purchase through our website or catalog, with fast, easy, and reliable shipping. Cheaper Than Dirt is proud to be America's ultimate shooting sports discounter.
ATK's Grateful Nation is brought to you by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter. Powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. Bushnell, laws of performance. Savage Arms, the definition of accuracy. And by Shell Rotella, the engine oil that works as hard as you.
With former Marine Jason Sellars and Double Diamond Outfitters, we've spotted a good ram. But the challenge is to stalk in the range, evading the Aoudad's superb eyesight.
Right where that rock face goes vertical, he's right there. From this point, it's gonna be real. We gotta stay low, because he's
Tough too.
Yeah, we're right.
400 yards.
Yeah, I think so. It's not gonna be a real close shot, but that's as close as we've got right now. So stay behind me.
Rifle ready and stay right next to
Don't
you.
load anything yet. Stay right behind me. And we're probably gonna have to crawl the last 15 yards or so.
No worries.
So just stay on me. We'll load when we get up there.
Yeah. It's big Aoudad up there.
just get comfortable. I'm good, so don't worry about me.
Get in that nice shoulder position. Yes. You're moving down.
Reload, reload.
What I want you to do is put your finger slowly on your trigger.
Good job.
Yeah, buddy. Woo! He's down. That's the one we wanted, right? That's the one we wanted, right? All right, buddy. Thank you. Oh my God. Woo! Woo! Yeah. That's an all-that hunt. After low crawling through the cacti and everything else, and being able to get that shot on him and knowing that he was going down and then seeing him down, I was like, yeah, baby, woo! Feels amazing, feels great. We've been stalking this thing, well, stalking many of them for several days now. You can see the terrain, it's pretty rugged. As Wes said before, you just gotta keep hiking up and track him down, but we were able to get on this guy here, get him back up in this rut in this canyon. Definitely really excited about this. I've gotten to do a lot of this since my dad passed away. So it's been kind of tough, just not having that feeling again. And I just made that connection right there. So thanks again, guys.
Oh man,
All right.
I can't thank you enough for coming, and I can't thank you enough for your service. What I just did's minor in comparison to what you did, so I honestly can't thank you enough for coming out here. I can't thank Grateful Nation and all the sponsors enough for allowing me the opportunity to take guys like Jason hunting. It's a real privilege to get to do this kind of stuff. I love my job, and it's moments like this that you just never forget. And we're gonna quit talking, and we're gonna go put our hands on this Aoudad. There he is, right there.
Right there. Ooh, look at those horns.
That's a heck of an Aoudad.
That's a big one.
Got a nice black mane on him.
And that's what you were saying. That's a big size for out here in Texas, huh?
Yeah, he's a good Aoudad, especially for February. He's beautiful.
Seeing Jason Sellars up there with his Aoudad, I tell you, it makes this job worthwhile. It makes this for me, a joy to do.
He's a beautiful Aoudad. Beautiful Aoudad. I can't thank you enough for coming with me.
I thank you guys enough.
Glad you got a great ram.
What a hunt. We've been climbing in these hills all day. And I tell you what, it's really paid off because we just killed us a really hard animal to get to. And I can see why most people just don't even get a chance or don't hunt them because it's tough. It's a big challenge for sure. Yeah. It's Aoudad hunting. That's what I've been hearing all week.
It's real live sheep hunting. And Aoudad hunting is not for sissies.
It's not always easy to overcome these obstacles that we face, but I mean, if you're a veteran out there or part of a military family or support, or you're that caregiver feeling those stresses day in and day out as well, I highly suggest to you to please don't get yourself so down that you're doing all these other things that's not progressive in your lifestyle. Just try to find what works for you, but come out here to the great outdoors. It works wonders. It's the best doctor's office that I've ever found.